Okay, so next, the two I have left are the Nace of Blended Rye and the Race King from Rabbit Hole. Let's go with the Nace of Blended Rye. Okay, so this is an independent bottler in the Midwest. There we go. This is a blend of 6-year Indiana rye and 21-year-old Canadian rye. And these are, this is a 50-50 blend, and the price on this is a sample bottle, of course. All these were provided to me by the distilleries. This is a sample bottle. This is a 50-50 blend, and this is $100, and the product is to be released, I think, sometime in the next week or two. We got ADHD whiskey in the house. What's going on there, Matty Poo? Now that's what I'm used to smelling in a rye whiskey. All straight up in there. You can smell that rye. A licorice smell there. Mm. Mm. Wow. Wow. Now, I was messaging with Gene earlier. I just got this some information on this. It's also finished in port and sherry. I was tasting that. I was like, "Huh, that doesn't taste like a full-blown rye. There's got to be some finishing to it." I was like, "Oh, that's right." Eugene was texting me, so yeah. Let me go check that real quick. This is, in a word, beautiful. This is really beautiful. This has a complexity to it that you want to see in whiskey. And I'm not talking a bourbon. I'm not talking Scotch or any style of whiskey. You seek out complexity, and complexity is when you feel it on one part of the tongue and then another, and then suddenly it like engulfs your entire tongue, and you have all these different flavors coming at you, boom, 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 and you're like trying to like figure out what it is you're tasting. Now, when I'm writing and I'm taking notes, it's a lot easier to just kind of jot down what these different notes are. But when I'm talking into a camera, it's kind of like, yeah, I better fucking say something. I can't just, say, oh my God, it's fucking complicated. I mean, I got to give you notes. So I will tell you that this is, without a doubt, one of the best like blending finishing jobs I've had this year. This is fantastic, especially in the rye category. The nose is all rye, but on the palate, it's like it's a flavor highway. Wow. Okay. Wine lovers will love this. Wine lovers will love this release. This has. I'm kind of at a loss for words here. This has some like black currant to it. Like this has some apricot. It has some like dried Spanish almonds. There's really nice chocolate notes here. There's a wave of spice. There's just a little hint of marzipan. Just a un poquito marzipan. And you know I like me some marzipan. I love marzipan. And so there's like all this stuff, going on in this whiskey. I just I This is a really excellent blend. And the fact that it has Canadian rye in it, and the fact that I just realized too that the Uncle Nearest has Canadian. It's Canadian, and then it's aged in New York and Tennessee. The American whiskey, I've kept it strictly to the United States, and I don't have time to open it up to all of Canada. So the fact that this is like 50% Canadian, I have to make some decisions about what this list is, and it's my list, so I can do what I want, but I try to stay pretty ardent to that standard of United States. I really like this. Yeah, I got one more to taste though. Can't just can't have a love affair with this particular one. By the way, I just want to say, I know you're in the chat, Eugene. If that was not good, even though you're in the chat, I still would have said so. But hey, really a good job blending that. But I will say the clear winner for me tonight, in terms of, and this was not a blind tasting by any means. This was not a blind tasting at all. This was an open tasting, because I have a lot of tasting to do before, in 9 days when I do my American Whiskey of the Year. But it was this blend of 6 and 21-year-old rye, finished in port and sherry cask. I mean, this crushes. Smell that there. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tasty one. That is a very tasty one. I quite enjoy that a lot. That Nasa Family Reserve blended rye whiskey, which I don't think it's very widely available. I think it's only available by online or something like that. It's a small producing house, but quite tasty. But I think that's going to do it here for me on the tasting side. Calvin, out of all the bottles you tasted today, which bottle would you recommend to us to buy? I would say it probably, and I mentioned this, but it would be, I would break it down like, let me just say this: there is not a bottle I tasted today that is your standard Kentucky bourbon, traditional bourbon drinker. That bottle was not on the table for me to taste. But the best whiskey that I tasted, and the one that I would most recommend you to buy, would be would be this one right here. It's the blended rye, 110.86 proof, from the Nassif Family Reserve. This is what I got. You're not going to get that bottle. I don't even know what the label looks like, but this is a sample I got from the company. So, and it was delicious. Kladoff guy says, where can we buy the Nasa Family Rye? That I do not know. I'm not a part of that company, but I know the guy who is here is in the chat. I-7. I-7 I7 has a really, really splendid kind of hot chocolate note with marshmallows. And you know, I gotta say that this I7 makes me think about, you know, Christmas. And you know, our families, we lost Jacqueline's father in June, and you know, we're looking at Christmas right now very differently than we normally do, because we don't have Charles around. And you know, I think of hot chocolate, you know, sitting down with my kids and having a hot chocolate with them while watching a Christmas movie. And I7 kind of reminds me of that. And that's what whiskey can do. Whiskey can remind you of these incredible memories you've had in your life. And so I7 really pulls on those heartstrings, if you will. I8.